for about 10 minutes. And then she found out about the tournament and she said, do I want to have to win 3 fights to get another opportunity at this belt? Heck yeah, I do. And she's marched here. She's got win number 1 already put away, and now she looks for win number 2.
She does, and you know, she loves fighting. She hates having a break in her fighting, so I'm not surprised her retirement lasted for 10 minutes. I think she really wants to make a statement here tonight, not just in the cage, but outside of the cage, to the judges, to Zappitella, to everyone.
Jéssica Delboni hopes to solidify her spot in the finals by getting a win. Jéssica Delboni wants to get that spot back in the title picture. Again, 3 weeks removed from that showdown with Alicia Zappitella, and she's got to be better informed than anybody what the judges are looking for. She, did what she needed to do against Tabitha Watkins, which was a very close fight, having to defend that armbar. Jéssica Delboni's got it right thus far as what the judges are looking for here.
She does, and I didn't mean to discredit her when she, I said I wouldn't approach this as a sparring match because, of course, I've never been in the sparring matches she has been in her gym. But I will say that Delboni is extremely determined, extremely happy to be here, and her mindset was completely different this week for Fight Week, TJ. She was so cheerful, so relaxed. I'm excited to see that carry over here.
We'll see what Jéssica Delboni can do in our semifinals. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this bout. It is powered by Zebra, the world's leading training facility outfitter. Marisa Messer-Belenchia, 29.
Again in the atomweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet even. Weighing in officially 105 1/2 pounds. Her professional record stands at 3 victories and 1 defeat. Fighting out of North Haven, Connecticut, here is Marisa Spider Monkey Belenchia. And across the cage, her opponent fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 1 inch tall. She too weighed in 105 1/2 pounds and in 13 fights holds a record of 10 victories and 3 defeats. Fighting out of Niterói, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, here is Jéssica Correa Delboni. And your referee in charge of the action is Marcio La Selva.
It is time for our second semifinal of the evening. We see Marisa Messer-Belenchia taking on the former title contender, Jéssica Delboni. A spot in the tournament finale on the line here. Delboni in the white, Belenchia in the black. Our clock powered by Jujumi. Fight premature aging with Jujumi's high-grade Jujubes, the ultimate unknown superfood. Use code INVICTAFC for 10% off. Delboni said that she wanted to utilize her jiu-jitsu in this tournament. She did so a bit more defensively in that first fight with Tabitha Watkins. We'll see if she goes on the offense with it here against Belenchia. But again, Belenchia, black belt in BJJ.
She is, but watching the way Delboni's reacting to Belenchia's striking, just her calmness right now, her coolness, her demeanor is really interesting.
And it's hard to, again, make that adjustment when you only have 5 minutes. We'll see how it unfolds. But, unorthodox styles can actually really pose more of a problem when you're forced to, speed up the game plan and process with only 5 minutes to work.
Yeah, exactly, TJ. And I think that's what we're seeing in Delboni right now. We're showing her well-roundedness. She's taking a very different approach. And I think Belenchia, she's not as aggressive in that first round. If we look at both of where they were in the semifinals, Delboni has had a lot more time to recover, and she could take advantage of that going into this next round.
Nice punch there, found a home for Delboni. The adrenaline dump is something that a lot of people talk about. I mean, how real is that, Julie?
I think it's real. I can't comment on it now because it's been a while since I've had one. But it's definitely real. What it can do is it can make you very, very tired, TJ. And especially after a hard-fought victory like Belenchia had, that it can really settle down and make sure your muscles feel sluggish and, it's hard to move. She doesn't seem sluggish to me, but I can understand that she's not throwing the 7-punch combo right now.
Something that will make your muscles sluggish is a hard kick like Delboni landed that lead leg of Valencia. We'll see if she sticks with that. 3 minutes left to go here in this fight.
And that's the type of fight you need to fight against somebody who is looking to go for those takedowns, go for those, grappling exchanges, because they need to be able to put weight on that leg to go for the shot. And so by doing that, Delboni is doing a good job ensuring that the integrity of that leg is compromised.
And leg kicks are something that generally pay dividends over the course of a longer fight, but we've seen as of late, leg kicks can have an instant and immediate impact as well.
Exactly, particularly when you hit for the calf, where Delboni's kind of going more for the thigh, and she's doing a lot of damage that way, which, it's forcing Valencia to adjust and not be as forward punching as she was, particularly in the first round. But I think also styles make fights. Valencia is not fighting who she just was. She's fighting Delboni now, who is a very different style, and styles make fights.
We talk a lot about fitness and cardio. You got to believe that Delboni has the advantage of being active. She eats a hard punch there by Valencia, but having that title fight 3 weeks ago, she's in shape.
She's in shape, TJ, but we can see she's picking her shots. She's trying to find the big explosive shots, whereas Valencia is, she's throwing. And even though Delboni's landing a bit more accurately than Valencia, I don't know what the judges are seeing. When Delboni was very measured in her fight against Zappitella, it didn't work for her as well in their eyes. Oh, big shot.
That's the other thing, too. The athletes, never want to show weakness. I feel like in this, one-round fight, it's magnified the sort of reaction that you give your opponent when they do land.
Exactly, and I think even Valencia, while her nose is bloody, she's doing a really good job of having a poker face, and she's kind of adjusted to Delboni. When Delboni throws her left hand out for that jab, she brings it down a little bit as she returns it to her face, and she's countering with that right hand over the top, which she's hit a couple times, and Valencia has some power. So Delboni really has to watch out for that. But I think Delboni's doing a really good job now of countering with a little bit of higher volume, which is going to, I see it being a little bit more, it's going to pay dividends in the eyes of the judges.
Headed down the stretch here, under 45 seconds remain. Any predictions here, Julie? Will we see maybe a takedown attempted to try to solidify this and take this?
I wouldn't be surprised, TJ, especially now that they're locked up there. But honestly, Delboni's done a really good job with her measured attacks. I particularly like the way she put her hands in front of that inside leg kick each time to make sure Valencia's attention was staying up high. However, they're up against the cage. Valencia can just smother her here right now if she wants to and kind of lay on her and make her hold her weight. And we'll see how that's scored. Nice.
Final seconds here for these athletes to try to solidify their spot in the finale. Five minutes in the books. The judges will have to sort it out. Valencia bloodied from the nose a bit, but Delboni back in her corner. She feels like she still has some work to do here tonight. I mean, the judges have their hands full. We saw Valencia stick to sort of her game plan, but we saw some really hard kicks to the lead leg from Jéssica Delboni.
I think of the two, Delboni threw with a lot more damage. She threw the harder punches. She was a lot more calculated, but she did walk backwards, which, as we've seen in the Alicia Zappitella fight, that was scored against her in a couple of the rounds, even though she did have a lot more volume. But when we look at this fight here, while she was very patient, she was controlled, she attacked the leg, Valencia still had a couple of her moments, but I think those leg kicks is really what paid dividends. She was very accurate with her strikes, whereas Valencia was really catching Delboni on the back and tail end of her combinations with those wild punches. She kind of went in there towards the end of that round with, I've got a nothing to lose mentality, and just kind of put it all on the line.
Again, the criteria for scoring mixed martial arts, that is effective striking and grappling, followed by aggression and cage control in that order. And that's where the subjectivity sort of comes into play. When you look at it, it's backing up a defensive posture, because defense is not measured when scoring a fight. So at times, fighters move backwards to their own detriment in the eyes of the judges.
Exactly, and if you look at both of their faces, Delboni didn't really take a lot of damage. Valencia did, but how are they going to score that forward pressure?
We shall find out. The judges have figured it out, and the spot in the finals Who's it going to be? It lies with Joe Martinez.
Well, 5 hands after 1 round, we go to the judges, all three. 10-9 for your winner and advancing to the finals tonight. From Brazil, Jéssica Correia Delboni.
Jéssica Delboni said it was going to be a storybook night in Kansas City, and she has won.
É hora de descer e jamais se entregar. Levante, vai a luta, nada pode nos parar. Somos PRVT, passo a passo nas conquistas. Treinando lutador.